taken maggots, but it is certainly not a roach. Jesus. Yeah, okay. It's come off. It's come off. Well, hi again, I'm back out, and as I suggested on my last trip, I'd be on a lake, and I'm on the lake. I'm at Field's End, which is my local commercial. It's only 5 miles from home, so it's dead easy. And almost got it to myself. In fact, I was the only one on the lake when I arrived, which was 10 o'clock, which was surprising. There was one station that had tackle on it, someone had reserved it from the caravans, but other than that, a couple of other guys had turned up on the opposite bank. Conditions look reasonably good. The only problem is I wanted to fish this spot last time I came here and I couldn't get it. I've got it today, but unfortunately there's a southerly, southwesterly wind, and that's blowing into this corner, so it could make it a bit tricky. So I've sort of tackled up, I've plumbed the depth, I've put a bit of bait in, so I'm sort of ready to go. I've sort of put a new form of wind deflector on this camcorder, which be interesting to see how it works. A bit of improvisation. Anyway, enough said. Let's get going. Okay. Well, I'm off. I've cast out. I doubt you can see that float because I can hardly see it. I think I'm going to have to. I'm going to have to move up to a bigger float. Two problems really. One, I'm having great difficulty casting it because of this wind, and two, it's not weathering the wind very well. It's a bit too light, so I may have to upgrade. But other things to note is I've got a different rod today. Anyone who's watched the video of me fishing here before will see that I used a Shimano 14-foot match rod, which was great fun, especially when I got into bigger fish, but I felt it was really a bit too challenging, especially if you get into a carp here. You're really taking a risk. There's a bite. Let's take the ratchet off. So we're off. That's good. Yeah, as I say, the Shimano was really a bit too challenging. So today I've bought it's a graze rod, and if you look at it, you think, crikey, has it ever been used? Well, the honest answer is not a lot. It was over 10 years ago. We went to France for a holiday. And it wasn't a fishing holiday, and it was a 3-week holiday, so the car was absolutely packed. But I wanted to take some fishing gear just in case, and I bought myself this Graze Prodigy. It's called a Rover Float. Now, in fact, it's in 6 sections, so it packs down very small, and being Graze, it's in a lovely little carry tube, although I bring it pre-tackled. And it's got a bit of oomph to it, 12 foot. It's really got quite a bit of power to it. So if I do happen to get into something a bit bigger, I thought it would give me a bit more of a fighting chance. At the same time, I was so impressed with this when I bought it that I bought myself the specimen version of it, which I've got with me as well, tackled up with 8-pound line and a fixed ball reel. So if the carp do make a showing and I want to have a go for them, I've got something that will really do the job. And the specimen version I've never actually used. I bought it at the time, but I've decided to get them both out of their boxes, get them tackled up, ready to go, and I'm going to carry on using them now to get some use out of them, because a bit of an expensive investment for one trip to France. But anyway, we'll carry on fishing and see what happens. Oh well, the second fish shortly after the first one. This one seems a little bit better. Yeah, I think we can just about swing him. Yeah, that's not bad. You know what I forgot to do? I forgot to get my disgorger out. Right, Mr. Fishy, we'll leave you in there because I forgot to get my disgorger out. So don't get yourself all tangled up, will you? little roachy. Not sure about this hook. It feels sharp enough. I had a job of getting the maggots on it. Bits of weed down there. You may also note that I've got a different reel. I've got a couple of centre pins already, but I bought this Avanta one, and I've loaded it up with, the main line on it is £6, but I've got a £4 hook length. So I loaded it up with £6 because my other centre pins have got quite light line on, and I thought I'd load one up. I'd get a new one and load it up with some heavier line, and perhaps try some trotting for chub when the river season opens again. But I thought I'd bring it today just to give it a bit of a try up, see how it performed. So I'm getting used to it. It's a bit bigger diameter than, it's 4.5 inch. Whereas my other centre pins are 4 inch, and I'm just really getting used to it. So in the past, when I've caught roach here and then put them back, the fish sort of, oh, that's not a roach, is it? It's taking maggots, but it is certainly not a roach. Jesus. Yeah, okay. It's come off. It's come off. Actually, I think, looking at that, we foul hooked a carp. I don't know, is that a carp? Carp scale? But that was a foul hook. But it shows there's some bigger fish down there. I'm not sure. It doesn't look like a carp scale. But that's why we lost him. It was foul hooked. Fascinating. Right, well, there's some bigger fish down there, folks. Whether they're interested in my maggots or whether they're just brushing against the line, but it's good news, because it could mean that we're in for a bit of sport today. But this wind is going to make life very, very difficult. Now, if that had been a fairly hooked fish and we've got it in, that would have been amazing. Float seems to be riding this wind quite nicely. I was a bit worried about it. It's just a bit difficult to cast. I haven't really got the weight. But I might put a worm on. I very rarely have maggots and worms, so given I've got them both today, I may give them a worm a try, because there are some nice perch in here, but my normal bait choice doesn't really give me much access to perch, so maybe worth a try today. I've been here just over an hour now. After losing that foul hooked fish, things went a bit quiet, but I've just a few minutes ago brought in a roach about 4 ounces, which was quite nice, but it had taken the maggots quite way down, and I didn't get a very positive bite, although it's very difficult at the moment with the wind, and it's freshening a bit. If anything, it's making it quite challenging to see the bites, because the float is sometimes sort of being dragged under almost by the wind. Yeah, it's a bit bit difficult. I was half thinking about moving, it's so challenging here, but I really wanted to give this spot a good try, because I've been trying to get in it for the last couple of times I've been over here, but there's always been someone in it. The reason I like this spot is that the corner spot over there where I caught fish when I videoed here last time, well, not last time, I didn't catch anything last time, but on previous occasions when I caught some decent fish in that corner over there, just the next swim along. The big challenge is getting them in, because you're right in among the reed beds, whereas here you're next to the reed bed, so it's quite a good fish holding spot. But also, if you get a bite, you've got a much better chance of pulling the fish away from the reeds, and getting them into open water. And in the past, I've landed good fish here, and I've had very few problems with them going into the reed bed. But as I say, the corner swim is a different matter altogether. I did try a worm, by the way, but it didn't produce anything. But that was straight after I lost that foul hook fish, so whether that spooked things as it flew off, I don't know. But the roach, I didn't have it on camera, unfortunately, but it was a nice roach, so about 1/4 pound, I would think. But it had taken the bait quite a way down, yet I didn't have much in the way of a positive bite. The float sort of just sunk a bit and I struck on it. So it's a bit challenging. Right, I've just hooked into, I think it's another roach, but I think it's a better one. Certainly give me a little bit of a go for a roach. If it is a roach, it's a good one, yeah. Yeah, it is a good roach. Yeah, it's certainly a bit better. It's in here somewhere. Oh, that's better hooked as well. Yeah, that's a nice fish. Oh, that's a rudd actually. If you look at that bottom lip, assuming it isn't that the top one's damaged, but I think that's a rudd. Certainly he's got the bright red fins, and the bottom lip protrudes. And it was hooked much cleaner than the roach. The roach has swallowed it down. Anyway, that was quite nice. Let's put you back. So they're out there. It's just the conditions are a bit challenging at the moment. Well, there's something else on that's fighting a bit harder. Ah, it's come off. Ah, Jesus wept. It wasn't a carp, so I don't know what it was, but it was certainly fighting well. Well, that's a bit sad. Well, I've just had a fun 20 minutes or so. Somehow or other, the line on this new centre bin, which I'm not used to, and I'm still getting used to it, but somehow or other the line got behind the spool. I know it does happen on centre bins, which, okay, wasn't a problem. Just take the spool off, pull the line out and put it back on again. But oh no. With this wind, the line was blowing everywhere and it got itself in a tangle. And it took me about 10 minutes to work out it had got itself sort of all around the loop around the rod and everywhere, and it took me about 10 minutes to sort it all out and get the thing working again. cast out, had a bite, missed it, float came flying back straight into the reeds on my left. Couldn't get it back, or got the float back, couldn't get the hook back, lost the hook, had to re-tackle. And during all these shenanigans, the rod slipped off the back of my seat and hit that platform there, so I got a scratch on my new rod, which not serious but disappointing. So as I say, a really fun 20 minutes or so. So I'm back fishing now. Oh, what I forgot to mention, yeah, part of the fun 20 minutes. I went to get something out of my bag and I didn't realise I'd caught the line with my foot because I had the line in and I'd left the reel on free run. So another bird's nest to sort out. Yeah, really, really fun. Okay, well I gave up in that other swim. The wind was driving me crackers, it was blowing the line everywhere, couldn't keep the float in position, so I've moved back to the spot that I've fished many times before, which is a bit of a dangerous spot to fish because if you get anything decent it's straight in the reeds, but I just couldn't handle it. The weird thing is, having moved all my gear around, which took about 5 minutes or so, it's only just over there, the other spot. The wind now is eased quite considerably. It's sod's law, isn't it, really? But I just got fed up with it. I was getting the occasional roach bite, but yeah, I decided to move. The wind was blowing. Every time I brought the float in, the wind was blowing the line back into the reeds on the side of me, and I'd already lost one hook in them. Yeah. So I don't know if I've made a mistake because I was getting bites around there. See what happens here. Wind's still a problem here. It's blowing everything, but this looks like it might be another rod. Let's try the other end. That's it. Yeah, I think it could be. Pulled it straight out of the water. Certainly battling, these little roach. Looks like I might have foul hooked that one. Yeah, hook's already out. Where's the line? There we go. Yeah. Well, it's good sport. Not sure if anything bigger is going to come along. We know there were bigger fish in here. Certainly more comfortable fishing here at the moment. I don't like fishing on platforms, that's why I like that spot I went to first, because you actually sit on the ground, but it was just getting too much with the wind and what have you. Ah, there we go. Oh, that's pulling a little bit harder. I think it's just a decent roach, or a semi-decent roach. Yeah. Yeah, quite nice. Oh, look at that. See, it just literally was just caught on the edge. That's why I'm losing so many fish. Okay. Oh. Stupido fish. Yeah, I think that's rudd. Oh, it's certainly got a lot of rudd in it if it isn't a pure rudd. Oh, Robert, hold on to the thing. He just keeps chasing away from me. I just wound in and I had a roach on the end, probably about 1.5 inches long. I was going to show you a picture of it, but it dropped off the hook just as it came in. I just, as an experiment, this is a loaded waggler, it's already got weight in the stem, and I had one BB dropper shot on quite near the hook. I've just taken that shot off to let the bait go down naturally, because I've been throwing in loose maggots, and it struck me if I let it go down naturally they will think it's one of the loose maggots, and that seems to have worked. If this is anything to go by. Yeah, it's much better than the 1.5 inch one anyway. Right. Perhaps I've been doing it wrong all day. I should have not bothered with the dropper shot. Yeah, that is quite a nice roach, isn't it? Again, just literally hooked just in the edge of the lip. But yeah, that's quite a nice fish. So perhaps we'll try that again. Oops, nearly lost the rod. I thought that was a bite. It didn't go under, but it feels a bit heavy. So I don't know what this is. It didn't go under, but it was sort of moving across the top of the water. Interesting. Strange sort of fight. Could be a perch. hope I don't lose it. It's sort of a stabbing fight, you know? Strange. Nice to see it. What the heck's this? It is a carp. It's the most strange fight for a carp. Obviously it's very early in the year, they were a bit... Well, that was strange, because... Quite a reasonable one as well. So I'm only on £4 line, there's 16 hooks, so I can't go too mad. Well, at least we've seen it, even if I don't get it in. Well, that was most strange. Normally when the carp take here, the float just flies away, but there was no... The float didn't go under it, it just seemed to be travelling a bit across the surface. I would never have thought that was a carp when I first hooked it. Take it steady, Robert. That was on 3 red maggots. I think they were on the bottom, although I had taken the shot off to let the bait fall naturally. I think I was still probably on the bottom. And they're not ready yet. No, he's not ready yet. But nearly, I think. As I say, I've had so many roach come off today, I'm a bit worried about this coming off. He's not ready yet. Let's put the net down again, I think. I don't know. Maybe if I can keep his head up. Oh yeah, that was a bit lucky. Well, there you go. Was, I said I'd pack up at 3, it must be about 3 now. So that was a pretty good end, wasn't it? Wow. Crikey, it feels quite heavy. Heavier than I thought.
Please charge it in time.
The battery's just running out on my head cam, so I'll perhaps take a picture of it with the camera. What a time to run out.
Please charge it in time.
Yeah, okay. Well, that was a bit of an unexpected ending. It was 10 to 3, and I was doing a slow dropping maggot, 3 maggots on 3 red maggots, in the hope of getting another roach or 2, and it was weird really, because the float didn't go under and it just started moving against the flow of the or against the wind, and obviously I tightened, and you saw what happened. The fish had taken the maggots really deeply down. I got them out okay, but you know, they really were quite deeply down. So he had obviously just sucked them in and was just laying there eating the things, and didn't swim off and didn't give me a bite. So there you go. Anyway, as usual, if you got this far, thanks for watching, and started off the lake season reasonably well. And until the next time, perhaps this lake again or somewhere else, hope you do well out there. And as usual, it's cheers and bye for now.